High in the clouds, cradled between the jagged peaks of the Peruvian Andes, sits a city that time forgot, and the world has yet to understand. Machu Picchu is more than an archaeological site. It's a riddle carved in stone, a silent witness to a forgotten past, and possibly a beacon left by beings not of this earth. For centuries, Machu Picchu remained hidden from the modern world, untouched, unspoiled, preserved by nature itself. When American explorer Hiram Bingham stumbled upon it in 1911, guided by local farmers, he couldn't have known he had just unveiled what would become one of the greatest historical mysteries on the planet. The city is perched nearly 8,000 feet above sea level, in a place no ordinary civilization would choose to build. Surrounded by steep cliffs and dense jungle, its very location begs the question, why here? This wasn't just a fortress or a village, it was something else entirely. Machu Picchu consists of around 200 structures, terraces carved into mountainsides, ceremonial temples, mysterious fountains, astronomical towers, and precision-cut stone walls that seem impossible for any pre-industrial culture to construct. What's more unsettling is the absence of historical context. The Incas, unlike the Maya or Egyptians, didn't leave behind codices or stone carvings to explain their works. No known record describes the building of Machu Picchu. No document mentions its purpose. It simply appeared in history, as if it had always been there. Some theorists argue that the site's secrecy was intentional. Perhaps it wasn't built for the Inca people, but rather by them, under instructions from beings who came from the sky. Ancient. Astronaut theorists suggest Machu Picchu was never meant to be a palace or a farm. It was a celestial outpost, a landing zone, or even a dimensional portal for extraterrestrial visitors. According to Andean mythology, their gods descended from the stars, bringing light and wisdom to the people. One of the central figures of Incan lore is Viracocha, a deity said to have emerged from Lake Titicaca and traveled across the Andes, teaching civilization to mankind. He was often described as a tall, pale figure with unusual powers, unlike the native peoples, a mysterious teacher from the heavens. Could Viracocha have been more than a myth? Could he have been a misunderstood extraterrestrial being? If so, Machu Picchu may not be just a ruin. It could be the last remaining message from a prehistoric interaction between humans and another intelligence. If the city's existence is puzzling, its construction is outright staggering. Walk through Machu Picchu, and you'll find massive granite blocks, some weighing more than 50 tons, perfectly interlocked without mortar. These megalithic stones were cut with such precision that even a single sheet of paper can't fit between them. This is not mere craftsmanship, it's engineering brilliance that modern architects still marvel at. But here's the real mystery. How did the Inca accomplish this with no iron tools, no advanced measuring instruments, and no written instructions? The commonly accepted explanation is that workers used stone tools and sand to grind these stones into shape over many years. But some of the curves and angles are so precise, they seem as though the stone was softened, molded, and shaped like clay. This idea has led to theories about stone softening technology, possibly lost knowledge or even alien intervention. One of the most confounding aspects is how the stones were transported. The terrain surrounding Machu Picchu is treacherous. There are no wide roads, no flat paths, and yet these stones, some traced back to quarries miles away, were somehow dragged up steep inclines, through dense forests, and placed into position with surgical accuracy. To this day, no wheel ruts, no loading ramps, and no tool marks have been found. The Incas lacked the wheel for heavy transport, and llamas, their only pack animals, could not carry such weight. How then did they do it? Ancient astronaut theorists suggest that what we're seeing isn't just human ingenuity. It's the fingerprint of a forgotten technology. Perhaps sound-based levitation. Perhaps gravitational manipulation, or even direct assistance from those who came from the stars. And then there's the seismic proof. Machu Picchu rests between two tectonic fault lines. Yet the city has survived centuries of earthquakes that have flattened modern cities. Its stones move during quakes and settle back perfectly into place. This flexible design isn't just brilliant, it suggests an understanding of seismic resonance that seems far beyond 15th century capabilities. The theory grows bolder. Could the Incas have been instructed, taught by an intelligence with advanced understanding of physics and energy? Some even claim that the buildings of Machu Picchu weren't constructed in a traditional sense, but transmuted, altered at a molecular level, using energy technology long since lost to history. As our understanding of energy fields, quantum resonance, and ancient myths evolves, the question no longer seems so absurd. Were ancient people building with help from beings beyond Earth? If so, Machu Picchu may not be a mere relic of an ancient empire. It may be the most enduring monument to an interstellar alliance humanity has forgotten. As the morning sun rises above the sacred Andes, its light pierces through the ancient stone temples of Machu Picchu with stunning accuracy. One by one, sunbeams strike specific points of the city, stones that seem to glow, align, and awaken with purpose. But is this mere coincidence, or a cosmic message encoded in the architecture? Machu Picchu is not just a city, it is an observatory, one built with precision that rivals the most advanced astronomical facilities of the modern era. Its location is no accident. It sits along the 13th latitude, aligned with other megalithic sites like the Great Pyramids, Easter Island, and the ancient temples of Cambodia. This has led many to suspect that these sites are connected by a global grid, a network of power points possibly linked to ancient extraterrestrial travel routes or energy fields once known to the ancients. The Temple of the Sun, one of the most sacred sites within Machu Picchu, is especially telling. Every year, on the June solstice, a single shaft of sunlight streams perfectly through its window and lands on a ceremonial stone. This isn't chance, this is intention, precision, knowledge of the stars, Earth's tilt, and the solar calendar that rivals modern science. Why would a civilization with no telescopes or clocks care about such alignments? Ancient astronaut theorists believe that Machu Picchu was designed not just to track the sun and stars, but to interact with them. According to some theories, Machu Picchu's exact positioning allows it to serve as a stargate, a kind of energetic portal where Earth's magnetic field is uniquely aligned with the universe. In other words, it might be more than symbolic. It might be functional. Researchers have reported unusual magnetic anomalies around certain parts of the site, particularly around carved altars and ceremonial stones. Compasses spin erratically. Electronic devices fail. Locals even speak of strange sensations, dreams, or visions when standing in specific locations, particularly during solstices or eclipses. Could these anomalies suggest that Machu Picchu functions as a dimensional gateway, a place where contact with other worlds once occurred? And if the gods of the Inca were in fact beings from the stars, is it possible that Machu Picchu was their landing zone or their departure point, meticulously engineered to sync with celestial cycles? If so, the alignments aren't just scientific. They're sacred instructions, etched in stone for those wise enough to understand. At the heart of Machu Picchu stands a carved stone, unlike any other. A strange, jagged outcrop that seems more like a futuristic machine than a relic of the past. Its name is Intihuatana, literally translated, the hitching post of the sun. What was this enigmatic stone meant to do? To the Inca, it was sacred. They believed that Intihuatana anchored the sun during its journey across the sky, ensuring that daylight would always return. During key astronomical events, equinoxes and solstices, the sun would cast no shadow on the stone at all, indicating perfect alignment with the heavens. To modern scholars, it may have served as a sundial, an agricultural calendar, or a ceremonial altar, but to ancient astronaut theorists, it was something more, much more. The geometry of Intihuatana is strange. Its faces point toward cardinal directions, and its angles mimic constellations visible during solstice months. Some researchers believe it resonates with geomagnetic frequencies, and that it may have served as a kind of energy transmitter or receiver. Could the Intihuatana have been a communication device, one that allowed the Inca to speak to their gods, or even more radically, Could it have been a frequency tuner, used to open interdimensional contact with alien visitors? This theory is supported by local legends. Elders in the Andes speak of spirits descending from the sky and using the stone to call down celestial beings. They describe light that hums, winds that change direction, and people who stood near the stone being suddenly overtaken by visions, out-of-body experiences, or unexplained disappearances. Even today, many visitors report physical sensations while near the Intihuatana: goosebumps, vibrations, nausea, or euphoria. Sensitive instruments have recorded minor electromagnetic pulses around the stone, despite the lack of technology in the area. What is even more telling is that Spanish conquistadors destroyed every Intihuatana stone they could find across Peru, but never found Machu Picchu's. It remained hidden until 1911, untouched, whole, and still radiating its mysterious presence. Why were they so desperate to eliminate these stones? Did the colonizers know or fear what these devices might do? Did they believe the stones held powers that connected the Inca to something greater? Something beyond this earth? The Intihuatana stands today not as a broken ruin, but as a silent sentinel, a carved code waiting to be fully understood. And perhaps, just perhaps, its secrets hold the key to understanding our place in the cosmos. Long before Machu Picchu was rediscovered, long before it even bore that name, the Andean highlands were alive with whispers, stories passed down through generations. Stories of strange visitors from the heavens, of gods who didn't behave like gods at all, but like beings of flesh and blood, beings who walked among men, taught them, ruled them, and then vanished into the sky. One of the most enduring of these myths is the story of Viracocha, the great teacher god of the Andes. He is not like the other gods. Unlike the sun god Inti or the goddess Pachamama, Viracocha is described as tall, fair-skinned, with a beard, and clothed in white robes, and taught the appearance that strikingly differs from the native Inca population. He is said to have arrived from the sea, carrying knowledge, bringing order, and teaching language, agriculture, astronomy, and laws. But perhaps most mysterious is how Viracocha left, ascending into the sky, vowing to return in a time of great need. Sound familiar? Ancient astronaut theorists see undeniable parallels between Viracocha and other ancient figures across the world. Quetzalcoatl of the Aztecs, Osiris of Egypt, even the Anunnaki of Sumeria. All are described as godlike beings with human traits, bringing enlightenment from the stars and promising to one day return. Could Viracocha have been more than a myth? Was he, in fact, an ancient extraterrestrial emissary, a visitor from another world mistaken for a god by a civilization in its infancy? The Inca didn't worship the stars from a distance. They lived by them, read them, and built entire cities around their movements. Their legends suggest a world where the line between divine and alien was not yet drawn, and they were not alone in their stories. Quechua shamans speak of apus, mountain spirits believed to be ancient protectors. But some modern interpretations of these tales suggest that these apus were not just spiritual. They were physical beings, coming from the sky in glowing orbs or fire chariots. Even the layout of Machu Picchu, when viewed from above, has been theorized to resemble a condor, a sacred bird in Incan culture associated with the heavens and divine flight. But was it symbolic, or was it literal? Could Machu Picchu have been a beacon, designed to attract, honor, or guide celestial visitors? For believers in the ancient astronaut theory, the answer is yes. The myths are not metaphors. They are memories, encoded in story, carved in stone, and passed down from those who once saw the sky gods with their own eyes. Legends are powerful, but what if the stories didn't end in the past? In recent decades, Peru has become one of the world's hotspots for UFO sightings, and perhaps nowhere is this activity more intense than in the Andes Mountains, especially near ancient sacred sites like Machu Picchu, Sacsayhuaman, and Lake Titicaca. Local villagers speak in hushed tones of floating lights, metallic discs, and silent objects zipping across the night sky. Tourists climbing Machu Picchu have reported strange figures appearing and disappearing in the mists, sometimes in photographs, sometimes with the naked eye. In 2009, a hiker captured what appeared to be a luminous orb hovering directly above Machu Picchu's sun gate. The image made headlines in Peru, sparking debates between skeptics and believers. Locals weren't surprised. They claim these sightings are common, especially around the solstices and equinoxes, when the spirits are strongest. But some believe these aren't spirits at all. They're visitors returning to the sites they once helped construct. Several Peruvian Air Force pilots have testified under oath to seeing unidentified craft maneuvering in ways that defy physics: rapid accelerations, 90-degree turns, complete silence. In 2001, the Peruvian government even established OIFAE, Office for the Investigation of Anomalous Aerial Phenomena, to investigate the phenomenon due to its frequency in the region. Why here? Why Machu Picchu? Some researchers believe these UFOs are drawn to the geomagnetic anomalies that exist at sacred Andean sites. Machu Picchu, like many megalithic locations around the world, rests atop a powerful energy grid, sometimes called ley lines, that intersect at key points believed to generate electromagnetic frequencies. Could these energy zones act as navigation points or charging stations for craft not of this earth? Others speculate that these sightings are part of an ongoing surveillance mission, with ancient visitors returning to observe the progress of a species they may have once helped seed, educate, or protect. Or perhaps the ancestors of the Inca had ongoing contact with these beings, and those myths were eyewitness testimonies passed down over thousands of years. Whatever the truth, one thing is undeniable: the skies above Machu Picchu are watching. And they may hold the key to unlocking not just the mysteries of the past, but the future of human contact with the stars. Beneath the misty peaks and stone terraces of Machu Picchu lies a silence that has endured for centuries. But beneath that silence, some believe, are secrets even more astounding than the stonework above ground. For decades, whispers of subterranean tunnels and sealed caverns have haunted the legends of the Andes. Locals speak of a hidden world beneath Machu Picchu, a network of ancient passageways carved into the bedrock, leading to chambers said to contain relics, or even technology not of this earth. In 2009, using ground-penetrating radar, researchers detected what appeared to be a large hollow chamber beneath the Temple of the Three Windows, sealed and untouched. Yet access to the site was never granted. Why? What lies below that's being kept from the public eye? According to the oral histories of the Quechua people, there exists an ancient cave system that runs from Cusco to Machu Picchu, possibly extending further. These weren't just hideouts or mining shafts. They were sacred routes, used by the priesthood for secret rituals, and in some stories, by gods who emerged from beneath the earth, glowing with light. Could these underground routes have been engineered by advanced beings, or even serve as portals between dimensions or worlds? Then there's the undeniable energetic phenomena recorded at the site. Visitors often speak of strange bodily sensations when approaching certain temples: tingling in the spine, sudden emotional bursts, or a sensation of being lifted momentarily. Sensitive scientific instruments have recorded low-frequency electromagnetic pulses and even gravitational irregularities at specific locations within the citadel. One of the most powerful hotspots is near the sacred rock, where compasses fail and birds refuse to nest. Ancient astronaut theorists believe these are not coincidences. They are residual traces of a now-dormant energy system that once powered something far greater than stone buildings. Some believe these fields are remnants of an ancient energy grid, an earth-spanning lattice once used to power or direct alien craft. Others suggest that Machu Picchu, like the pyramids of Giza or the megaliths of Stonehenge, was built on top of a natural vortex, a location where the Earth's magnetic field intersects in a way that may have opened gateways to other dimensions. So the precision of the city's layout may not have been just astronomical. It may have been electromagnetic, designed to harness the planet's energy in ways modern science still can't fully replicate. So the question remains: did the Incas discover these energies by chance? Or were they shown by someone or something? Machu Picchu may be one of the world's most isolated wonders, but its mysteries echo across the globe. If we step back and view Earth as a whole, a stunning pattern begins to emerge. From the soaring stones of Baalbek in Lebanon, to the colossal statues of Easter Island, to the Great Pyramid of Giza, and all the way to Machu Picchu, there is a shared architectural signature that defies time, geography, and culture. All of these sites were constructed using massive stones, moved without cranes, engines, or even wheels. All are aligned with celestial bodies, solstices, equinoxes, or the stars of Orion. And all are surrounded by legends of gods descending from the sky, teaching humanity and promising to return. This shared signature has led many researchers to conclude that these were not isolated achievements, but interconnected outposts of a forgotten ancient civilization, or perhaps a collective project guided by extraterrestrial intelligence. Machu Picchu fits this pattern perfectly. Its architecture mirrors that of other megalithic sites not just in Peru, like Ollantaytambo and Sacsayhuaman, but also those thousands of miles away. The same ashlar masonry, the same impossible engineering, the same mystical geometry. Could all of this be a coincidence? Or is it the result of a single blueprint shared across the ancient world? Ancient astronaut theorists suggest that long ago, Earth may have been visited or even colonized by an advanced alien race. These visitors, often mistaken for gods, might have seeded humanity with knowledge, and left behind temples, monuments, and machines to be discovered only when humanity was ready. These structures may have acted as beacons or markers, encoding knowledge in their alignments, proportions, and materials. In this theory, Machu Picchu was not just an Incan marvel, it was a node in a planetary grid, part of a massive and still functioning system whose true purpose we're only beginning to grasp. The eerie thing is this. When plotted on a globe, many of these ancient sites form geometric patterns, some even tracing what appears to be a perfect circle around the Earth, a kind of ancient orbit, as if someone from space had marked where to build them. What does it all mean? Is Machu Picchu one chapter in a global legacy of contact, a stone signature left by cosmic teachers? And if so, have we misunderstood our own history for thousands of years? Maybe it's time to stop asking if we were alone and start asking, what did they want us to remember? Despite the awe-inspiring complexity of Machu Picchu and the startling connections drawn by ancient astronaut theorists, mainstream academia remains firm in its position. This was a human achievement. Archaeologists point to the incredible ingenuity of the Inca Empire, a civilization that mastered high-altitude agriculture, built an empire across impossible terrain, and constructed over 25,000 miles of roads without the wheel. They argue that Machu Picchu was a royal estate, possibly built for the Emperor Pachacuti, using simple tools and a well-organized labor force. They highlight the use of stone hammers, wooden levers, and human muscle, citing evidence of Inca quarries and construction methods throughout the Sacred Valley. The alignment with the solstice, a natural outgrowth of agricultural necessity. The precision-cut stones, years, perhaps decades, of effort and expertise. Nothing extraterrestrial needed. To these scholars, the idea of alien intervention undermines the cultural and historical brilliance of the Inca people. And yet, there are gaps. Gaps that don't fit neatly into conventional theory. Why is there no written record, oral or otherwise, explaining how Machu Picchu was built? Why do we find no tools at the site, no construction debris, no scaffolding remnants, nothing but perfection? Why does the design seem to anticipate earthquakes, magnetic forces, and astronomical alignments with uncanny precision? To ancient astronaut believers, these gaps are not oversights. They are signposts, indicators of a lost chapter in human history, a chapter in which knowledge did not develop slowly from the ground up, but was handed down, like a gift, from the stars. The debate between these two camps, academia and alternative historians, is more than intellectual. It's emotional. On one side stands centuries of rigorous study and pride in human capability. On the other, a growing body of people convinced that we are missing a crucial piece of our origins. And perhaps the biggest question of all isn't whether the Inca built Machu Picchu. It's, did they do it alone? Today, Machu Picchu draws over 1 million visitors each year, Pilgrims not just in search of history, but of meaning. They come to walk its stone paths, breathe its thin mountain air, and stand in the shadow of a civilization whose secrets refuse to be silenced. For some, it is a wonder of the ancient world. For others, it is a riddle, left behind by beings we still barely understand. The truth is, Machu Picchu changes people. Scientists, spiritual seekers, skeptics, and believers alike have reported unexplainable sensations, flashes of insight, emotional release, and overwhelming peace when they touch its walls or sit in its temples. It's as if the stones themselves remember something, and are waiting to whisper it back. Could that memory be the echo of an ancient encounter? Could this mountaintop sanctuary be more than just an Incan treasure, but a cosmic archive, designed to be uncovered when humanity was finally ready to ask the right questions? In a world filled with wars, distractions, and fading ancient wisdom, Machu Picchu stands as a still point in time, a place of silence, alignment, and precision, one that calls us to look upward and inward. Whether it was built by man, alien, or something in between, its message is clear. We are part of something bigger, bigger than empires, bigger than planets, perhaps bigger than time itself. As we continue to probe the mysteries of our past, maybe the question isn't just what is Machu Picchu, but rather, what part of ourselves is waiting to be rediscovered through it? Because once you've seen Machu Picchu, not just with your eyes but with your soul, you'll never look at the stars the same way again.